Silence and yin are not respected here yet. They're seen as weakness, when in fact it's great strength to not just follow the patterns you inherited from your culture and to rebel and have enough courage, wisdom, and enough in you asking why and checking, not believing everybody. It takes courage. Yeah, I think women and childbirth and pregnancy and that whole thing is such an advantage. Like you're saying, like you go through these illnesses and you have these sicknesses and the sadness and everything opens up and there's vulnerability that comes and a lot of the pain body releases in there and there's a deepening. It's so precious, and it heads you more towards yin, which is the direction of awakening. It's a yin. It's yinness. The yangness drops out. So this sort of work is, I would say more suited for women because it's their natural direction. Although it's fairly young in Australia, it's you guys have an advantage in reality, and it's only in the last few decades that women have really been getting into this because they've been so burdened with traditional households around the planet where they didn't have a lot of electrical motors and machines. It was the men went and shoveled and did hard labor, and quite often the women took care of the family. And that was a big job. There wasn't much time left over. But in the modern era, it's a wonderful thing that lots of women can do this sort of work. And they seem to be good at it. And of course, there was a lot of traditional societies, there was a lot of sexism doing different things as well. Not in all, but in some. So enjoy, I guess. I mean, I know you're not feeling great, but you're getting lots of healing, lots of deepening. It's such a beautiful thing when so it's a two-step process. You're hunting being, you're hunting truth, you're hunting the deepest authentic self. And if you do that with enough sincerity, at some point the tide turns and it starts hunting you. And it throws you all sorts of things for that to happen. And it's a wonderful thing when that happens. Now it's okay. I'm definitely on the bus now. Hmm. It starts hunting you. That it is your deepest self. It's hunting the authenticity hiding under the ego. It's meeting itself, and because it senses an opening and it senses. It's an automatic process. It's not like something sensing and doing. It's just this automatic dynamic that gets set up. It seems to be like an equation almost. And at a certain point, it's like a click. Okay, there's such a deep sincerity here and a willingness that here we go. I'm in. I'm coming back. Mm. And it's not going anywhere. We've already gone somewhere. We left truth. Awareness left and went into a dream of separation. So it's a homecoming. It's coming back home again. We went somewhere and we're coming home. We went and believed our first name was separate. We were taught that. And we go shopping and we fill up our tanks in the car and speak to our family. We speak to people in the street, in the coffee shops, and they're all, bar extremely few, are all believing the identity and have no idea there's something beyond it. So we're in this huge current, or this stream of separation that people are speaking every sentence from. So it's so easy to get swept up in it. And that's why we have to be still and slow down so we can not get sucked into it. And we can sit on the side of the river and watch the show, enjoy the show, and not get caught in it. We're not in a culture that understands this work and it will actually even attack this work. If we're in India or some of these other places, we'd be embraced by most people. Maybe the mainstream media wouldn't. They don't seem to embrace anything unless it's chaotic and problematic. But this is a rare thing we're doing here, in Australia at least. I think when you go to Thailand, you'll see everyone namaste each other. That they don't shake hands; they namaste. It's like the deepest in me is meeting the deepest in you. It's very much softer, much different. Same as many cultures. This is a harsh, competitive culture we're in. Doesn't respect yin. It respects yang. That's the immaturity of it. So it's an extra challenge, and there's extra opportunities to surrender, and extra opportunities to be rejected, and there's extra opportunities to not be understood and tormented, poked, etc. Which are really good things for this work. Silence isn't respected here. It's noise, noise, more noise. It's starting to turn, but silence and yin are not respected here yet. They're seen as weakness. When in fact it's great strength to not just follow the patterns you inherited from your culture and to rebel and have enough courage, wisdom, and enough in you asking why and checking, not believing everybody. It takes courage. So we must honour that within ourselves and know we're treading a difficult path and stay true.
So one question. There's been a few times lately where I've felt like I don't really know where I am, and like I'm not really here in this world, and I'm just in like this place that's just kind of like further away or like back or like there's nothing to grasp, and I've been wondering if it's just because I'm so blurry or if I'm just going through layers or
so The trick is not to stop at any stops.
Yeah.
And just keep going back until there's nothing but yourself. So you're not of this world. This world's of you. So you keep going back, and you keep going back, and you keep going back. And you keep going back until there doesn't seem to be any going back. And you turn around and just go forth into that. And there's the end merging. It's the merging back to self. Don't stop at any stops. And you may be offered stops by the mind, but just keep going back, keep going back. Does it make sense? I remember when not long after I first woke up, I'm in satsang, and it was just tears running down my face, and I just couldn't understand why I was stuck in this body. It was just a tragedy. How did I get stuck here? It was just the strangest thing. But now it's normalized. But at the time, it was just, how did this vastness get trapped in a little body and believe it was separate? It was just heartbreaking. It was just such a contraction. It was such a closure. It was such a slither. So, everything's in you. You're not in it. And that it is just, we are that. You are that, I am that. It's the same thing. In India, they'd say Brahma, all is Brahma. Brahma talking to Brahma, Brahma drinking Brahma, Brahma seeing Brahma, Brahma thinking Brahma, Brahma dreaming separate, dreaming itself. They're very delusional. That's everything that appears to move, but what's outside of that also? What's aware of that? You have no location. There is no location. All locations are temporary, and they're reliant on mind, perception. And then the deepest state is called Turita, or they call it the fourth. After the three dreaming states, there's something behind that. And then behind that is something that there's no recognition at all. All the only thing you'll see is, the clock was at this time, now it's at this time. And there was nothing, like nothing. But the only recognition you'll have is there was something, but the time's changed, like on the clock. Right? And they call that Tarita because it means the fourth. It's not something, it's the absolute nothingness. So you may see, I think I saw an article, I did see an article of recently, I I haven't verified it though, but there was a fallen building and there's a guy who fell down centuries ago and was going, yeah, I've got to be a bit careful because it might be one of those cheesy stories from Asia. But anyway, I won't go with that one in case I haven't verified it. But the of masters going into samadhi and just freezing their bodies, just they're solid, but they're still inside there. There's a couple of them around at the moment. They just stay there and they're gone beyond, or gate paragate, which means gone beyond. And they've just merged back to the wholeness, but the body remains, but they're still there. And it's possible they can be revived. Right? Because we're not the body, we're not the mind. We're the source of all and what that arises in. And that's where the religions go wrong, because it's you and God. Okay, so what's God living in? What's that? So God's separate too and moving, or God's this omnipresent being. Okay, what's he? He still indicates separation. Still not true. Now it's God plus everything. No. But if you want to use the word God, as some do in India and different places, for that Tarita, that the unspoken, the undescribable, then that's okay. But understand what that means. So Tarita's no state, right? So you have the awakened state, then you have no state. And it's actually no state. It's nothing. Not even that. The words are just all useless. Yeah. But we can just point. So to the ego, to the mind, it might go with that information. It's, why would I want that? That sounds terrible. That's because the ego can't breach this and enter this sacred of space, this rarefied air, this high pass. And it gets left behind, and it doesn't like that. But what it's discovered and found is, as I said, it makes no sense that we would want to live as that contraction. It's so depleting, painful, and narrow, and also miraculous. But you wouldn't swap anything for it. All the money on earth, all of the pleasures, all of the power, all of it. You wouldn't swap anything for it. I wouldn't swap. Even if I was in the gutter somewhere and in the rain, I wouldn't swap. It's too beautiful. It's true. It's true. Mm. And the body mind, if that passes, so be it. It's actually you're going to be more powerful. It doesn't have the physicality to deal with. So die before you die, and that's the ultimate win. It's freedom. It's freedom. So no bus stops on the way out. Just keep going. Reverse all the way out, turn around, and then there's merging. The turning around's an important point. Mm. Don't be intimidated by the power you feel either. Just let it be. Let it enjoy. That's what we are.